wherever you are, your time zone. Welcome to another YouTube video that I'm about to start immediately. And the topic I'm going to talk about, I prepared a nice PowerPoint presentation. So if I zoom it, so at the end of this video, I'll have talked about hardware and software. So the most important things that I'm about to cover, define hardware as consisting of physical components of a computer system. And then identify internal hardware devices. Internal, I mean the hardware which are found inside the system unit, such as the processor, motherboard, random access memory, read-only memory, ROM, video cards, sound cards, and internal hard disk drives, such as the SSD, solid state drive, and HDD, hard disk drive. Identify external hardware devices and peripherals. The ones that you can see at a glance, they're not inside the system unit, they're outside, such as the monitor, keyboard, mouse, keyboards, printers, as input and output devices and external storage devices in general. Define software as programs for controlling the operation of a computer or processing of electronic data. Identify two types of software, which is application software and system software. Define application software such as Microsoft Word, Spreadsheet, or Microsoft Excel, database or Microsoft Access for management systems, control software, measuring software, applets, and apps. Photo editing software, video editing software, graphic manipulation software. And then the last one, define system software, e.g. compilers, linkers, device drivers, operating system, and utility. So by the end of the video, we have covered all the listed bullets that is here. So this is an ICT IGCSE theory, which is normally paper 1. So if I go to the next screen, this topic is still hardware and software. But here, now we are starting with hardware. Define hardware as consisting of physical components of a computer system. Physical means you can see it and you can touch it. You can even carry it. That's why they're saying physical components of a computer system. So the main question is, what is hardware? Hardware are the physical components which make up the computer system. Each item of the hardware have their specific roles in the computer system, but they work as a team to make the computer work. If one fails, the rest will not work properly. So they have got specific roles. There are those ones which are for input. There are those ones which does the role for processing. Others does the role for storage, and others does the role for output. So a computer has got 4 major functions: input functions, processing functions, storage functions, and output functions. So hardware components can either be classified as internal or external. Internal are within this box, and this box is called the system case or the system unit. The system unit, it houses the components that are listed here. The motherboard, which is the main circuit board. And on the motherboard, we have got some slots. Some computer desktop come with several. The many they are, the slots for the RAM, random access memory, the better. The bigger the RAM your computer has, the more it will be able to hold data which is being processed. So on the inside of this computer, I've said we have got the main circuit, which is known as the motherboard. We have got these slots, which you insert the RAM. We have got the CPU, central processing unit, which is mounted on the motherboard. We have got the heatsink, which also is on top of the CPU. And then on top of the heatsink, we normally have the fan, which cools the processor. So before you put the heatsink, there is what is called the thermopaste that you have to apply on the CPU. And then on top of the thermopaste, you will put the heatsink. On top of the heatsink, you'll put the fan. And then there is this card here. This card is called the graphic card or the video card. Graphic card enables you to have HD pictures. So it is important for a computer also to have graphic cards. And then beneath it, we have got the CMOS, complementary metal oxide semiconductor, which controls the date and the power on self-test when the computer is booting. And then on the next to it, we have got the hard drive. This hard drive can be either the hard disk drive or the modern one, which is called the SSD. SSD is better than the hard drive in terms of making the computer fast. It does not have spinning parts, so it cannot crash easily. It is light in weight, but very fast in loading operating system, which is Windows, to the RAM. It is very fast in loading application software, so it makes your computer fast. And we have got another fan which is on the casing. This fan cools the entire inside the system unit. And then here we have the power supply unit. This power supply unit distribute powers of different voltages to different parts of the computer. And then on this side here, we have got what is called the optical drives. Optical drives include the CD, the DVD, and the Blu-ray. So and then there are some slots down here. These slots also are for expansion. You can put the network card, NIC, network interface card, which enables computer to have the internet, to connect it to the internet. So from the pictures up here, this is the power supply unit, the processor, the RAM, which is on the motherboard, the graphic card, the optical drive, the hard disk, and the motherboard. Next picture. So I've already explained, the CPU is the brain of the computer. It is the device that carries out calculation to complete software application. Apart from that, it does arithmetic logic unit. And also it has got the main memory, which also stores some whatever that is being processed. And it has another role for control unit. It knows how to control what is being processed. And then we have got the motherboard. It's a circuit board which connects to main components of the computer. Is a circuit board which connects to main components of the computer system. And then this one, the memory, any data or instructions that are being processed by the CPU must be placed into the main memory. So the bigger the memory, the faster your machine. And then we have got the graphic card, a very expensive device. Those who are doing graphic design and photo video editing, they normally go for graphic cards. It is a device that attaches to the motherboard to enable the computer to process and display HD graphics, high definition graphics. Then we have got the sound card. It's a device that attaches to the motherboard to enable the computer to input, process, and deliver sound. And then we have got the hard disk. Hard disk drive is a hardware device that is used to store information like software and files. The capacity of the hard drive ranges from gigabyte to terabyte. Now, the biggest we have what is called petabyte, which is normally abbreviated as PT. PT. Yeah, so the PT is called the petabyte. PT. So petabyte is very big in terms of storage. Yeah, petabyte. So 1000 MB is equivalent to 1 GB. 1000 GB is equivalent to 1 terabyte. So these are very big storage devices. So if I move to the next one, let me go back. So I talked about the network card. The network card provides the computer with a network, internet connection, either through wireless signal or physical cable connection. So this thing, if your machine does not have whatever, you connect it to the motherboard. And then we have got the optical drives. Optical drives are the compact disc CD, digital versatile disc, and the Blu-ray. Blu-ray is the biggest in terms of storage, followed by the DVD and the CD. CD could have a maximum capacity of 600 MB. And then DVD was going to 4.8. And then the Blu-ray is 16 GB and above. It allows for optical disc to run on the computer. Also, some optical disc drives are able to write. When you write something on these optical drives, we call it burning data onto the disk. So there are specific software that were used to burn. And some DVDs were having DVD RW. DVD RW means rewritable. You could erase what you have burned and append more data to it. And then we have got the power supply. It's connected to the main power sources to give power to the computer system. The power supply connects to all the main components of the computer system, including the motherboard, the hard disk, and the optical drives. So it distributes power to the motherboard and other devices such as the optical drive and the ones that I've listed here, the hard disk. So the next one. Now I'm going to external hardware devices. External hardware devices means you can see them at a glance. You don't have to open them to see them. For example, the ones that are involved with input. Input means you give computer data. How do you give computer data? You can give it through the mouse. The mouse is always outside. The keyboard also is always outside, and the microphone, and so many others that can be listed. So here we have got the keyboard. And this keyboard, if you look at it, is an ergonomic keyboard, which is recommended by the doctor so that it reduces the wrist strain injury, RSI, because it is shaped in a way that you can type for long. We have got the microphone. This one, you talk, your voice is captured, and then it is processed, and then you hear it throughout the speaker. And then this one is the barcode reader, mainly used in the supermarket for scanning the prices of the bar tags. And then we have got the output devices. Outputs data from a computer, monitor, speakers, printers, projectors, plotters. So here they have given us, there's a laser printer, there is a speaker, computer speaker, there is the LCD or monitor, there is the projector. This looks like an Epson projector. And then we have got external storage devices, provides external storage or backup solutions. They're not within the computer, they are externally found. Like, for example, we have got external hard disk here, which connects to the computer via the USB, universal serial bus. We have got the flash disk, some people call it pen drive. We have got the optical drive. It can be a CD, a DVD, or a Blu-ray. And then we have got the memory card, which here it's listed here nicely. So the next screen. So here they're talking about computer software. What is software? Software is a collection of instructions that can be run on a computer. These instructions tell the computer what to do step by step. Software is not a physical thing, but it can, of course, be stored on a physical medium such as the CD-ROM, a DVD-ROM, or a Blu-ray. It is just a bunch of codes. For a computer system to be useful, it has to consist of both hardware and software. So there's a list of software they have put here. Linux, there is Microsoft Windows, Adobe Photoshop, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Mozilla Firefox, and Windows Vista. Yeah, this one, I don't know if it is CorelDRAW, something like that. So these software are written by programmers by preparing specific codes using different languages like hypertext markup language, cascading style sheets. So they use those softwares to be able to run, to make programs that will coordinate with the hardware to do specific tasks. And then here we have got two types of software. We have got application software and we have got system software. So if we start with application software are designed to allow users to complete specific tasks. This may be, if you're using Microsoft Word, you'll be able to type letters. If you're using Microsoft PowerPoint, you'll be able to prepare, like the one I'm using here is PowerPoint, to present information to the audience. If you're using the internet, you'll browse for information on the internet. If you're using Microsoft Excel, it will enable you to manipulate data and prepare graphs using whatever. And if you're using a database, which is Microsoft Access, you'll be able to store information in tables. And the tables will be organized in columns, which are known as fields, and rows, which are known as records. And then you'll be able to create queries. After creating queries, you'll prepare reports. And if you're using, you can also manipulate graphics and sound and videos. If you're an accountant, you'll use QuickBooks. If you're an architecture, you'll use either ArchiCAD or AutoCAD. So every profession has got its own application software, which are designed to allow those professionals to complete specific tasks. And the examples that have been given are very few here. Microsoft Word, spreadsheet, database, ArchiCAD, AutoCAD, and QuickBooks for accountants. And then we have got system software. System software are normally involved in running of a computer. When you boot the computer, the system software takes control first. And that system that takes control first is called the operating system. And this operating system, it starts the computer by a process known as booting. And in that process known as booting, there's what is called post power on self-test. So it will go to the RAM, and then it will provide the users an interface whereby you can be able to launch now the application softwares. So that one is Microsoft Windows. It gives us what is called the GUI, graphical user interface, for us to be able to now launch other application software that we want to use. And then we have got others known as the device drivers, which allows hardware components to work. If you buy any printer or projector or a scanner, you must go to the website of the manufacturers and you download the device drivers. These will enable the new device connected to your computer via the USB to correspond and work together. And then we have got utility software, which maintains the computer performance. For example, the antivirus. There are others like defragmentation, whereby you defragment your hard disk. So it enables you to, and also for file management. So we have got examples of system software, operating system. We have said the most common one is Microsoft Windows, which gives us the graphical user interface. And we have got the disk operating system, which gives us the CLI, command line interface. And then if you're using a MacBook, they have their own OS for that. And then you have got the device drivers, which I've said you can find them, or the manufacturer can provide you with them in a CD or a DVD. And then you have got utilities like antivirus, which you have to buy to protect your machines from antivirus. So that falls under the system software. And then when you come here now, application software that I've just talked about, word processor. And they have listed used to prepare reports, school essays, create new or edit existing documents, formatting tools, create font styles, importing tables, images, spell check, copies, Control-C, paste, Control-V, find and replace. You change your page layout either to the orientation can be portrait or landscape. That one you can do specifically to perform specific tasks when you're doing Microsoft Word. Spreadsheet. Spreadsheet is used to create and organize and manipulate numerical data. So this data are called values also, used for various formulas to carry out set tasks such as sum, max, mean, average, count, counter. Count and counter, this one will count all the cells which has got text. This will count the cells which have got numbers only. Count if, sum if, lookup, if, and nested formulas. Apply various formatting cells, create graphs, bar chart, pie charts. Database used to insert and organize data using fields and records. To create a table so that records can be inserted. Run queries using search criteria to find specific data. Create reports including labels from the search criteria. So these things are normally used for specific organization. Many organizations use database. Many organizations use spreadsheet. Many organizations use word processor to accomplish specific tasks. And then others are like photo editing. These ones, those people are doing CorelDRAW, used to edit digital images, to either touch up or to apply various formatting techniques like contrast, brightness, use of layers, filter tools, lighting effects, liquify, change features of a face, brush tools, clone, stamp tools. So when you're doing CorelDRAW, that's what you use. Graphics manipulation, used to create and edit bitmap and vector graphics. Pixels in bitmap images can be changed to produce different image. Vector images use lines, curve, and text. And then you have got video editing. Used when I finish my video, I'll do some editing. Used to edit and format videos using various tools and techniques such as split and trim videos, create and split screens, rearranging order of clips, transition between clips, fade, those kind of animations and transitions, inserting audio, applying filters, and using video enhancements techniques. And then we have got application software still here, continuing with them. We have got apps. These apps are found on the phone application. Apps are software which runs on a mobile phone. They usually come with the phone and can be downloaded from the Play Store and updated, like games like Angry Birds, video and music streaming like YouTube, Spotify. We have got social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, name it. Communication, WhatsApp and Viber. And there's another one called Telegram. We have got camera editing images. We have got GPS, global positioning services, satellite navigation. These are used by truck drivers. We have got health and fitness. So those apps are there. And then we have got measuring and control software. Measuring and control software which are responsible for changing physical condition in an environment. So measuring, sensors, taking records which are processed by the computer or microprocessor. And then control software, by comparing sensors reading to a preset level that control software will decide on an output. For example, to increase or decrease the heat in a greenhouse. And then we are coming to system software. System software, we said there in how many groups? Operating system, device drivers, utilities, linkers, and compilers. So operating system, the most commonly used operating system when you buy a laptop or a desktop, you need to have Windows, Microsoft Windows. And Microsoft Windows, it's worldwide used. It's very common. So Microsoft Windows will provide you a graphical user interface. So it manages computer function, including hardware devices, both input and output. Also provides users with graphical user interface, which is very user-friendly because the icons on the desktop are normally given they're given what is called icons, and they have the specific names. And the most common ones that are found is this PC, recycle bin, control panel, and network. Those are normally icons which are found. Device drivers. Device drivers, when you buy any hardware that you want to connect externally to your machine, the manufacturer can provide you with the device drivers. But if they don't provide you the device drivers, they'll give you a link to their website. That website link will take you to their website. You'll download some files. The files you're going to download will enable the external hardware that you have bought to be able to coordinate with your computer and work. So device drivers allow hardware devices to run on the computer, including printers, sound graphics, and network cards. And then we have got utilities, help to manage and maintain computer resources and performance by running specific tasks. Like if you're doing disk defragmentation, you're trying to make your machine faster. If you have antivirus like Kaspersky, there are so many other antivirus that you can be able to buy and install, so they'll perform the utilities for you. And then we have got linkers, which combine object files produced by compiler into a single program. So compilers translates a program written in a specific language which computer can understand by the computer. Like if you're using some codes in HTML, it will compile them, and then the linkers will put them together to make a program run. And then now to end this session, the question comes here: hardware and software. Describe the difference between hardware and software. And the most keywords that you have to use when you're differentiating between hardware and software, the keywords are physical components and the word instruction. Physical components will go to the hardware, instructions will go for software. So this is an exam question that you can be able to answer. Describe the difference between hardware and software. This is how we should answer it. Hardware are the physical components which make up the computer system. Software is a collection of instructions that can be run on a computer. These instructions tell the computer what to do. Another question: describe the difference between application and system software. The keywords that somebody must use here: specific task, that is like, for example, Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. And then for system, manage and maintain operating system. So how do you answer this question? Describe the difference between application and system. Application software are designed to allow users to complete specific tasks. For example, a word processor is used to type letters. System software, on the other side, is used to manage and maintain the computer system. An operating system such as Microsoft Windows 11 or Windows 10 is used to manage the function of the computer system. Full stop. By that, I come to the end of chapter 1. I'll have several other chapters that I'll be providing videos for it, like the main components of a computer system, operating system lessons, types of computers, impact of emerging technologies and then we are going to do some other past papers. So I'll have a lot of topics to discuss. The topics are well listed. So today I've just, in my video, I've talked about types and components of a computer system. The next video I'll produce input and output device. Video 3, storage devices. Kaspersky is popping up here. So this is a utility software. We found how to speed up your machine. So this is a utility software. Yeah. And then the rest will come. So I'll have how many videos? 11 videos to prepare. Short videos that will help learners be able to understand computer theory. Thank you for watching. I believe I'll produce another video very soon. My name is Dennis Bay from country called Kenya.